let's run through another MyRise idea for WWE 2K24. Well, maybe not 24, depending if they can get CM Punk in time. Whatever, let's get into it. Like always, you start by making a character. Here's a great original creation we found online. Your character starts in the inaugural NXT European Championship tournament. Ideally, it'll feature some actually independent talent that 2K can put in, but knowing them it won't. After being eliminated from the tournament, Shawn Michaels approaches you and offers you a spot at the American NXT, based on how well you did in the European tournament. It'll dictate who your first feud in NXT is, but I assume most people will make it to the finals. So that's the story I'm telling. And I know y'all are gonna hate this, but it's Lexus King. You get through the feud pretty easily, calling him Brian in promos, which makes him angrier. And angrier until you have a confrontation at In Your House. Shawn Michaels is so impressed. He offers you a chance to go after the North American Championship, which is held by Trick Williams. However, while you're going after him, so is his former friend Carmelo Hayes. The two each try to get you to ally with them, leading to No Mercy. In a triple threat match, it's up to you if you'll go for glory on your own or assist one of them. In their grudge, the last feud in NXT is against Bron Breakker. The feud is centered around Bron, knowing he's going to be in the Royal Rumble match, and wanting to inflict as much punishment as possible before leaving NXT, and you are his target. Week after week, Bron attacks you. He spears you through the wall, the stage, even through a car door in the parking lot. The last week before the Royal Rumble, Bron looks to take you out with the step spot he did to Von Wagner, but stops when Shawn Michaels threatens to suspend him from the Rumble match. Backstage, Shawn tells you that he's had enough of you and Bron destroying NXT with your feud. If you want each other so bad, you'll have to get your hands on him in the Royal Rumble match. Bron Breakker enters the Royal Rumble match at number 9 and immediately eliminates the likes of Akira Tozawa, Ivor of the Viking Raiders, and even Randy Orton, which catches everyone by surprise. Orton takes a moment to look at Bron, impressed, but that's just a little foreshadowing. Your character enters at number 12 and immediately goes after Breakker with a flurry of attacks. In a cutscene, Breakker eventually cuts you off with a spear and goes for the elimination, but you counter his momentum and manage to throw him out instead. Commentary is shocked after his impressive start and mentions it has to be embarrassing for Breakker. Bron gets on the apron and pulls you over the top to eliminate you. The fight continues until he spears your character through the barricade at ringside, ending your main roster debut with you on a stretcher. Triple H is asked about the altercation during the Royal Rumble press conference, sponsored by 2K instead of Slim Jim, of course, and he says he was very impressed by you. Bron Breakker interrupts him and says the question was about him, not your character. Triple H is clearly offended, chews out Bron, and tells him that Monday night on Raw both Bron and your character will meet with him in his office to discuss their behaviors. Then he collects himself and talks about Stone Cold confronting CM Punk at the end of the show. Again, just some foreshadowing. In Triple H's office on Raw, he seems furious until the door closes, then he congratulates you both. Your altercation at the Rumble and Bron interrupting him during the press conference did huge numbers across, quote, social media. He offers you both contracts to Raw full-time with one condition. The contracts have a no-contact clause outside of sanctioned WWE matches. If either of you break it and attack the other man outside of a match, you'll be fired from WWE. Bron agrees immediately, and while you're not happy about it, you also sign the contract. The next few weeks see you and Bron each trying to establish dominance against similar opponents. In the Intercontinental Championship picture, you both manage to capture Gunther's attention, leading to Elimination Chamber, Bron defeats Ludwig to qualify, and you must defeat Bronson Reed. In the chamber, you and Bron are numbers 1 and 2. The match is centered around you trying to destroy each other, and everyone else getting caught in the chaos. Eventually, Gunther enters at number 6 and is able to eliminate both you and Bron. It all comes up to WrestleMania, where you face Bron in an I Quit match. You defeat Bron and send him back to NXT, then go backstage to watch the next match. CM Punk vs. Stone Cold. I think it'd be cool if they let you play it, but if not, we can just do this next part as a cutscene. CM Punk cheats behind the referee's back, turning heel in the process. Commentary is both upset and not surprised. Meanwhile, backstage, the roster is split. Some are saying they knew he would, some can't believe it, some can't believe it took him so long. But then Punk comes backstage, and he comes right up to you. He's been putting together a new group to turn Monday Night Raw into Monday Night Punk, and he wants you to be in it. This leads to a major branching option. Join Monday Night Punk or turn Punk down. Let's assume you join for this video. The group consists of you, CM Punk, Lexis King, and one additional member, but here's the tricky part. It's all about former AEW talent. Who I really want is Ricky Starks, but obviously he's not in WWE yet. So instead, let's do Jade Cargill and have the first feud with Judgment Day. CM Punk names the group the Second City Symphony. Bing AI struggled with the text, but I think this is a cool logo. Punk leads you and his other followers to multiple championships against the top stars of Raw, eventually getting to WarGames at Survivor Series. The Second City Symphony faces the team of Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins, just like WarGames 2023. But unlike that year, Cody Rhodes turns on his team and joins the Second City Symphony as the team celebrates together. Punk stops smiling as he looks at you. The entire symphony turns to stand beside him facing you. He nods and they attack. Each person hits their signature moves on you as you're forcibly removed from the symphony. The next few months are full of Punk cutting Pipebomb. After Pipebomb on the Raw roster, you challenge each member of the symphony, except Jade of course. Leading up to the Royal Rumble, you enter at number 1. And number 2 is your old rival Bron Breakker. Number 6 is Gunther looking to repeat his victory over you from last year's Elimination Chamber. Number 16 is Lexis King, who's been tasked with making sure you do not win at any cost. Number 25 is Jade Cargill, trying to assist Lexis King. Number 27 is Stone Cold Steve Austin, coming back to get revenge on Punk. And number 30 is Cody Rhodes. It has to come down to you and Cody because you will eliminate each other at the same time. Triple H announces in the press conference that you and Cody Rhodes will face at the Elimination Chamber to determine CM Punk's opponent. At WrestleMania, Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out with you to run off the Second City Symphony so you can defeat Cody. At WrestleMania, it comes down to you versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think it would be cool if they made some custom attire for Punk, but I used this one from All Out as a reference. The storyline for the other branch is pretty similar, but from the perspective of being Cody Rhodes, first fighting against Punk, then joining, and finishing the story by overthrowing Punk and leading the Second City Symphony yourself. That's our idea. Do you hate it? Let us know in the comments. And make sure to subscribe for more MyRise concepts coming soon.